Welcome guys, today in this video we're going to try to understand the ending of a really great movie, A Tale of Two Sisters. The whole movie was very complicated and puzzled, where there are bits and pieces provided at very random parts of the film, which is very difficult to catch upon first viewing, but don't worry, after watching this video you'll understand everything about the film, about its ending, what was fake and what was real, whether there was a ghost or not, everything, so let's begin. So the movie starts with two sisters coming home from a mental institution. They were in the institution after their mother died and now they're back at their home, and they find out that their father has married to another woman, and now they have a stepmother. Everything was all right for quite some time until when the younger sister, Soo-yeon, began experiencing some supernatural events and abuse from her stepmother, Eun-ju. Soo-mi, the elder sister, hated her for that and they'll always be in arguments over almost anything, and she was even angry on her father for marrying her and bringing her home. She once argued that she's physically abusing Soo-yeon by beating her, locking her in the closet, but here comes the twist. Then the father said that her sister has died a while back, and we get to know that Soo-mi was just imagining her sister there, and the experience her imaginary sister was going through was actually experiencing by her. For example, when she took the packet of pads from Eun-ju's room, she thought her sister had periods, but actually she imagined that her sister had periods, where it was actually her who had periods. All the time she was just imagining her there. While she was dead, she was alone when she came to the house. And there are a couple of moments to prove that, like you must have seen that her father always addressed Soo-mi, he never called Soo-yeon. That's because she was never there. Soo-mi was mentally ill after her mother's and sister's death, that's why she was sent to mental institution, and then she came back, and everyone thought she's all right now, but actually it wasn't. Her condition has gotten worse. Now things get more twisted. One day, when Soo-mi was locked by her father in the home because he had some work to do, and Soo-mi's mental condition had worsened, and after wandering around the house she supposedly saw Soo-yeon's corpse in a sack and presumably thought that it's the doing of Eun-ju, and she got into a fight with her and injured her as well during the fight. And during the fight, Soo-mi fell and got struck and lost her consciousness. Then her father came and talked to Eun-ju, gave her some pills, and then we get to hear that someone has came in a car, and when that person stepped into the room, we see a twist that it was Eun-ju herself, and Eun-ju who was sitting on the couch, she transformed into Soo-mi. Now this is where it gets a lot confusing, and some of you might even feel lost here and have no idea what exactly going on, so let me explain. All the events which you saw of Eun-ju interacting with herself and Eun-ju was just imagined by Soo-mi. She was never really there, it was only her and her father. That's why whenever she used to complain about Eun-ju hurting her sister, saying you're acting like you don't know she's doing, her father will reply, who's doing what? Because it's only them in the house. She imagined the whole story of Eun-ju being her stepmother, she and her sister coming back from institution, her stepmother hurting her sister, everything, while playing their characters by herself. These are the symptoms of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental disorder in which people interpret reality abnormally. Schizophrenia may result in some combination of hallucinations, delusions, and extremely disordered thinking and behavior that impairs daily functioning, and can be disabling. And now you must have question about some other small stuff like the ghost sightings, what happened to Eun-ju in the end, how Soo-mi's mother died. So let me explain one by one. First, if we talk about the ghost sightings in the house, which were witnessed by other people, not Soo-mi, people who were normal. So what were those? So maybe those ghost sightings must be real, because as her sister died in the house in a very inconvenient way, so now she maybe haunt the house now, but she don't hurt others, she just keeps a watch at them while staying in the house. Or it can be just hallucinations of other people, but as it is witnessed by a person who was normal, then so the only reasonable explanation for this is that Soo-yeon haunts the house now, but she never hurt others. And to talk about that, what happened to Eun-ju in the end, while she was alone in the house and Soo-mi in the institution. Then as I told you that the house is now haunted by Soo-yeon, and she died because of Eun-ju. So maybe in the end, Soo-yeon killed Eun-ju, and this doesn't really seem like a hallucination, as when she screamed, it was even audible from the outside. And there's no proof in the film which supports the fact that even Eun-ju was mentally ill, so she must be either killed by Soo-yeon or she traumatized her and she's psychologically damaged, meaning even if she's alive, after this traumatic event she'll be traumatized, and trauma can make you more vulnerable to developing mental health problems. It can also directly cause post-traumatic stress disorder, depending on how you're affected. Trauma may cause difficulties in your daily life, it may even make you mentally unstable, which is more likely that can happen with Eun-ju if she's alive. And now talking about how their mother died, then I think she probably committed suicide, as in the last flashback scene, where their father came with Eun-ju. I think it was clearly visible that everyone knew that he's having an affair. And their mother is in their deathbed, so when Soo-yeon came to room crying, she first consoled her. After, when she fall asleep, she probably committed suicide in the closet, because she was probably saddened by the fact that despite she's still alive, her husband is having an affair, and who knows for how long it's going on, maybe even before than that. Maybe she felt that now she's worth nothing in this house, and all she's a burden. I think that's why she killed herself, and then Soo-yeon found her, but mistakenly the closet falled upon her, making a loud noise, and also resulting in the suffocation of Soo-yeon. Unju went up to check, and after finding out she left things as it is, due to the rivalry between her and Sumi, but halfway she thought of going back, and then Sumi came, making the situation seem like Unju has just reached upstairs, and then they again have a verbal fight, which made up the mind of Unju again to not to help her sister. Then Sumi was going outside, but before going she was warned by Unju that she'll regret this, but ignoring her Sumi went outside, resulting in the death of her sister, and of course she did regretted it later as her mental condition got worsened, and she was sent to the mental institution, and there the film started. So everyone, this was the complete explanation of the film, A Tale of Two Sisters. Hope you've understood everything completely. As of now, I'll meet you in my next video, with another interesting topic. Till then, goodbye.